The planet Zephora was a world unlike any other in the galaxy. Its skies shimmered with vibrant colors, from deep violet at dawn to golden orange at sunset. Towering crystal forests stretched across the horizon, and rivers of liquid light glowed softly under the twin moons. Zephora was ruled by a civilization both ancient and proud, the Zephorians. Among them, the most powerful figure was their leader, Queen Zerelia, a figure both awe-inspiring and mysterious. Her presence commanded respect. Her words could decide the fate of nations, and her decisions shaped the lives of her people. The humans had never truly been welcomed by other alien civilizations. They were considered fragile, weak, and slow to adapt. Even the fastest ships and cleverest technology could not erase the reputation of humanity's supposed vulnerability. Yet the Council of Galactic Exploration had sent a human team to Zephora, hoping to prove that humans were more than what others believed. Among the team was Ethan, the youngest human ever chosen for an interstellar mission. At just 22 years old, he carried a mixture of curiosity, courage, and a natural ability to solve problems that surprised even the most experienced explorers. When the human team landed on Zephora, the atmosphere immediately challenged them. Gravity was slightly stronger than Earth's, making each step heavier. Strange flora and fauna moved with alien intelligence, observing the newcomers with caution. The humans' protective suits glimmered under the planet's unusual light, but Ethan barely noticed the difficulties. His eyes were filled with wonder at the world around him, and he moved with a grace and awareness that made his fellow explorers admire. Queen Zerelia had been observing the humans from a distance. Her golden eyes, sharp and penetrating, watched every movement. Most of the humans seemed hesitant, careful not to make mistakes. They spoke softly, analyzing everything before acting. But Ethan moved differently. He was not reckless, yet he seemed to understand the rhythm of the planet instinctively. He noticed danger before it appeared. His instincts often guided him correctly. One afternoon, the team ventured into the crystal forest, a place filled with glowing trees that hummed softly. Suddenly, a predator emerged from the shadows. It was unlike anything humans had faced before, sleek, fast, with claws that could pierce steel. One of Ethan's teammates froze in fear, unable to move as the creature advanced. Without hesitation, Ethan acted. He grabbed a fallen crystal shard, polished to a sharp point, and positioned himself between the predator and his teammate. His movements were precise and calm. He threw the shard, striking a weak point in the creature. It staggered, giving Ethan just enough time to pull his teammate to safety. From a hidden vantage point, Queen Zerelia and her council watched the entire scene. The Zephorians were skilled warriors. They could have easily dispatched the creature in moments, yet they were intrigued. The humans usually ran or froze in the face of danger. Ethan had faced it head-on, not with raw strength, but with intelligence, courage, and quick thinking. The queen leaned forward and spoke in a voice that echoed in the minds of those who could hear it. "He will be mine." The words shocked her council. In Zephorian culture, to claim someone as one's own was a declaration of immense significance. It was not merely about possession. It was a recognition of rare qualities of potential that even the strongest warriors could envy. And Ethan, human the youngest one they had ever encountered, had captured the attention of the queen in a way no human ever had. Ethan did not understand what the queen's declaration meant. He had never encountered a civilization where such an announcement could carry so much weight. He felt a mixture of honor and confusion, unsure how to respond. His fellow explorers whispered among themselves, some excited, others anxious. They knew that humans rarely earned recognition among alien societies, let alone the highest leader of a world. Over the following days, the humans were invited to the city at the heart of Zephora. The buildings were tall, crystalline spires that glowed from within, filled with corridors that bent light in strange ways. The citizens moved with elegance and discipline, their expressions calm yet curious. Ethan walked among them, noticing details others missed. He observed how the Zephorians interacted, how they communicated without words, through subtle gestures, and how they used their advanced technology to enhance daily life without losing harmony with the natural world. Queen Zerelia summoned Ethan personally. He entered a grand chamber, its walls shimmering with living crystals that reflected his image from every angle. The queen sat upon a throne carved from a single massive crystal, her presence radiating authority. She studied Ethan quietly, her gaze sharp yet thoughtful. "You have been declared," she said simply, her voice calm but firm. "Do you understand what this means?" Ethan shook his head. I think I do not." She smiled slightly, a rare expression for the queen. "It means that you possess qualities our people rarely see in another species. Courage, intelligence, empathy, quick thinking. These traits mark you as someone extraordinary, and extraordinary beings shape the future of worlds." Ethan's heart raced. He had never considered himself extraordinary. He had faced danger, yes, but always because it was necessary, not for recognition. Yet the queen's words carried truth in a way he had never felt before. He felt both pride and responsibility, knowing that his actions could now influence the fate of an entire civilization. Meanwhile, the Xiphorian council debated quietly. Many were concerned. Humans were small, fragile, and unpredictable. Could someone so young truly fulfill the expectations placed upon them by the queen? Yet as they observed Ethan, his natural calmness under pressure and ability to understand and adapt to Xiphorian ways began to change their minds. Perhaps this human could indeed rise to the challenge. The situation grew more urgent. When scouts reported the arrival of a rival alien fleet, these aliens were notorious conquerors, known for destroying civilizations with speed and brutality. Zephora had defenses, but the council feared the humans could be a weak link. However, Queen Zorelia believed differently. She saw potential in Ethan, potential that might change the course of the battle. Ethan's training intensified. He learned the Xiphorian ways of strategy and combat, combining his human ingenuity with their technology. At first, the lessons were difficult. The movements felt unnatural, the language complex, and the rituals intricate. Yet Ethan persisted. His curiosity and determination allowed him to absorb knowledge quickly. Slowly, he gained the respect of Xiphorian soldiers, who began to see that his small size and youth did not diminish his capability. One evening, as the twin moons of Zephora rose in the sky, Ethan stood outside the queen's palace. The city shimmered around him, alive with energy and light. He thought of his home world, so far away, and wondered how humanity might one day be seen across the galaxy. He realized that this journey was bigger than exploration. It was about proving that humans were more than others believed. Queen Zorelia appeared beside him silently, her presence calm yet powerful. "You were brave," she said, "but bravery alone will not protect Zephora. You must think, adapt, and inspire those around you. That is what makes you different from others of your kind." Ethan nodded, understanding more than he could say. He felt the weight of responsibility, but also a quiet excitement. He had been given a chance to show what humans could do, and he would not waste it. The night passed with a sense of anticipation. Scouts confirmed that the rival fleet was closing in, and preparations for defense began across the planet. Humans and Xiphorians worked side by side, learning from each other, combining strategies and technology. Ethan found himself at the center of attention, not because he sought it, but because his actions consistently proved that he could lead, think and act when others hesitated. As dawn approached, Ethan looked out at the horizon, where strange alien ships glimmered against the rising sun. The battle that would test his courage, intelligence, and humanity was coming. Yet in the quiet moments before chaos, he felt ready. He understood, finally, why Queen Zorelia had declared him hers not for ownership, but because she had recognized a rare spark in humanity, a spark that could shine even in the darkest corners of the galaxy. And with that understanding, Ethan prepared himself for the challenges ahead, knowing that the youngest human had a chance to prove something no one had believed possible. That courage, intelligence, and the human spirit could stand among the stars. The sun rose over Zephora, casting long shadows across the crystalline city. The humans and Xiphorians had spent the night preparing for the arrival of the rival alien fleet. Ships were readied, defensive barriers activated, and every soldier moved with precision. Yet amidst all the activity, all eyes often returned to the youngest human, Ethan. He walked calmly among the soldiers, checking equipment, giving advice, and quietly observing the sky. Ethan knew that courage alone would not win this battle. It was not enough to fight. He needed to think, plan, and inspire those around him. He studied the patterns of the approaching fleet, noting the ship's formations and movement. His human intuition told him something that Xiphorian calculations had not yet revealed. Weak point in the enemy's strategy. When he shared it with the Queen, she listened closely, her golden eyes narrowing in interest. "You think you can guide our forces against these invaders?" she asked. Ethan nodded. "Not alone, Your Majesty, but together, humans and Xiphorians can do it. They won't expect what we can do when we combine our strengths." The Queen's expression softened slightly, a rare smile touching her face. "You are bold, young human. That is why I declared you mine. Your mind, your spirit. It is unlike any other we have seen. Lead well, and you will prove humanity's worth to the stars." Ethan took a deep breath and turned to face the soldiers and humans preparing for battle. Though his voice was soft, it carried a strength born of confidence and determination. "We have a chance to show them who we are. Not just Xiphorians, not just humans, but together we can stand against anything. Trust in your skills, trust in each other, and stay focused. We will protect Zephora." The troops listened intently. Even the skeptical Xiphorian soldiers began to feel a surge of hope. Ethan's courage was contagious. It reminded them that leadership and bravery were not determined by size or age, but by determination, intelligence, and heart. As the enemy fleet entered Zephora's orbit, the battle began. Alien ships moved swiftly, firing energy beams and launching missiles that streaked across the sky. Defensive barriers glowed as they absorbed attacks, but cracks began to form under the enemy's relentless assault. Human pilots, flying alongside Zephorian warriors, struggled to adapt to the alien ship's advanced maneuvers. Ethan, standing on the command bridge of a Xiphorian warship, analyzed the situation. He noticed that the enemy ships were overextending on one flank, leaving a gap in their formation. He quickly relayed instructions, guiding small squads of fighters to exploit the weakness. "Move in now. Don't attack, recklessly coordinate and strike together. Focus on the lead ships. The rest will follow." His plan worked. Human and Xiphorian ships moved with precision, striking at the enemy's vulnerable point. The fleet faltered, confusion spreading among the invaders. Ethan's ability to think quickly under pressure amazed even the seasoned Xiphorian commanders. They had never witnessed such clarity in the chaos of battle. Meanwhile, Queen Aurelia observed from her palace's viewing chamber. She saw Ethan's strategy unfold perfectly, his young mind anticipating moves even the oldest Xiphorian generals could not predict. Her decision to declare him hers was proving to be wise beyond question. He was not just brave, he was brilliant amid the fight. Ethan noticed a massive alien ship preparing to fire a weapon capable of destroying Zephora's main city. Time was short. He quickly devised a plan. He would lead a small team directly to the ship using a combination of human piloting skills and Xiphorian technology. "This is dangerous," he admitted to the team, "but we can stop it if we act fast. Trust in your instincts and each other. We can do this." The mission was perilous. Enemy ships fired relentlessly, and the path to the flagship was filled with obstacles. Yet Ethan's calm demeanor kept the team focused. They moved through the chaos, dodging attacks and using the environment to their advantage. His leadership inspired confidence, turning fear into determination. Finally, they reached the massive enemy ship. Ethan coordinated an attack that disabled its weapons and navigation systems without destroying the ship entirely. The remaining enemy forces were forced to retreat, realizing they could not overcome the combined human-Xiphorian efforts. The battle was won. Zephora had been saved, and humanity's role in the victory was undeniable. As the dust settled and the sky cleared, Queen Aurelia personally approached Ethan. Her golden eyes reflected both admiration and pride. "You have proven what I saw in you," she said softly. You are not just a human. You are extraordinary. You have shown courage, intelligence, and leadership beyond your years." Ethan felt a warmth in his chest. He had never sought recognition, yet this acknowledgement felt profound. He had faced challenges that no other human his age had encountered, and he had survived not just through strength, but through thought, empathy, and determination. The Zephyrian Council gathered to formally honor him. Soldiers and citizens alike celebrated, their respect for humanity growing with every story of Ethan's actions during the battle. He had earned a place among the Zephyrians, not as a guest or a subordinate, but as a respected ally. Queen Zarellia extended her hand, and Ethan accepted it with a sense of understanding. "Your declaration?" Ethan asked quietly. "What does it truly mean?" "It means recognition," the Queen replied, her voice calm and steady. "It means that even the youngest human can rise to greatness. That courage and wisdom are not determined by size, age, or species. It means that I trust you, and that humanity has a place among the stars, worthy of respect and admiration." Ethan smiled. He felt a bond with the Queen, one built not on fear or power, but on mutual respect. He realized that his journey on Zephyro was not just about survival, exploration, or even recognition. It was about proving that humans could be brave, clever, and compassionate in ways that inspired even the most advanced civilizations. In the days following the battle, Zephyra began to rebuild, stronger than before. Humans and Zephyrians continued to learn from each other, forging alliances and friendships that would last generations. Ethan was no longer just the youngest human explorer. He was a symbol of what humanity could achieve. His courage, intelligence, and spirit had left a mark on an entire world. Queen Zarellia often watched him from her palace, smiling quietly to herself. She had declared him hers, not as possession, but as recognition. In Ethan, she saw a future where humans could stand proudly among the stars, respected and admired for qualities that no other species could fully understand. Ethan stood on the highest tower of the city one evening, gazing at the horizon where the twin moons reflected their light across the shimmering crystal forests. He thought of his home, so far away, and smiled. Humanity had proven itself, not through domination, not through violence, but through courage, intelligence, and heart. Queen Zarellia appeared silently beside him. "You have shown them all what it means to be human," she said, "and you have shown me what it means to believe in something greater than oneself." Ethan nodded. "I only did what I had to do. I never imagined it could mean so much." "Sometimes," the Queen replied, "the smallest among us can achieve the greatest things, and sometimes the youngest can teach the oldest lessons." Together, they watched as Zephyrus cities glowed beneath the twin moons, alive with energy, life, and hope. The youngest human had faced the impossible and emerged victorious. He had earned respect, admiration, and trust. More importantly, he had proven that humanity's courage and ingenuity could shine even in the farthest corners of the galaxy. And so, the declaration of the Queen, "He will be mine," became a symbol not of ownership, but of recognition, trust, and partnership, a bond between a human and a civilization that had once doubted them. Ethan's journey had only begun, but already, the galaxy had begun to see that humans were capable of greatness beyond imagination.